All right, guys, let me show you something here about why you have to be really, really careful about automated bidding algorithms. So take a look at this. This is Facebook. This is a campaign that was running video ads, and it had all of the placements enabled. So Facebook allows you to select placements. Some of those are in feed on Facebook's, on the Facebook site or the app, in feed on Instagram. There's in Messenger ads, so you can put ads inside of Messenger. There's also audience network ads. And audience networks show up on other websites or on mobile apps or something like that. They're outside of Facebook and Instagram entirely. If you think about like the Google Display Network, that's very similar. So take a look at this campaign. This is a video views campaign, and the optimization, the objective for this campaign was to optimize to maximize through plays. So a through play is sort of a video completion, not really, it's actually a completion up to 15 seconds or the completion of the video, whichever is shorter. So if your video is shorter than 15 seconds, playing the entire thing would be counted as a through play. If your video is 15 seconds or longer, playing 15 seconds would be counted as a through play. So if you have a 10-minute video, only get to 15 seconds, that's counted as a through play. That's as best we can do for optimization purposes, but it's usually okay if your video is really short. So that's what this campaign was optimizing for, is through plays. And then when we got in here, we can break down the metrics by placement, okay, that show us where the ad was actually placed and what type of placement that ad showed up on. And so look at what Facebook did. I've talked about this in the past, where if you let the algorithm automatically optimize for you, sometimes you have to do that. In Facebook, you have to do that to an extent. But you got to be really careful and really mindful about how you do that, and really careful about what the settings are that you enable because of that. Because here's a great example of that. So this campaign was running across all networks, and we were just letting Facebook decide what to do. And look what it did. If we look, this total spend over these few days was $422.34. $410 of that, almost all of it, was spent on the audience network on rewarded videos on mobile apps. What are rewarded videos? Rewarded videos, as Facebook describes it, defines it, is a video placement available for gaming apps. Players can choose to watch a video in exchange for a reward, such as virtual currency or in-app items. If you've ever played a free game, a free mobile game, or if you have any kids that play free mobile games, my kid plays these things all the time, and he downloads these kind of honestly really scammy games, plays them on his iPad, and then in order to continue to play for free, you have to click an ad or watch an ad. You don't necessarily have to click it, but you have to watch it. So you have to watch the ad as part of your gameplay. Oftentimes, those ads will be nearly impossible not to click by accident. You know, the closing box, like the X, will be in some weird place, or it won't be clear how to close the ad. And like I've watched my kid play these games, and an ad will pop up. He'll click that ad on accident, close the thing. He's clicking every ad that he's seeing. My guess is that's what the majority of the people are doing here, and they're getting paid to look at the ad. So in this case, we have a video running on the audience network, in this case running on mobile apps, where the person is getting incentivized to watch the video. So what do we think is happening with this ad? We think Facebook has found an audience that's just really interested in the videos that are running in this campaign, right? But that's not actually what's happening at all. What's actually happening is Facebook has found the audience that's being incentivized to watch your videos. And those people, listen, I'm not going to say those impressions are worthless, but they're certainly significantly less valuable than impressions by somebody, by a different audience, right? Facebook's essentially finding an audience, watching our ads, that may not care at all about the topic of our ad, right? At all. So if we're letting Facebook choose the target and letting Facebook take control of this, this is just wasted money. So out of $422, I would argue that almost all of that is wasted on these plays, because we're not trying to target that audience. This is a very niche ad campaign, and it just doesn't make sense. If all we're doing is targeting people who are getting incentivized to play the videos, those impressions to us are worthless. So we're going to block that completely. We're going to shut that down. We're actually going to turn off the audience network entirely on this campaign now that we've taken it over, and not run those at all, because even those are cheap impressions, right? We're getting cheap through plays. I don't know what the number is, but I think on this it's like 1 cent per through play. So it's cheap, but I don't want to spend the budget on this campaign showing to people who are getting incentivized to click to watch and click the videos, because all of our metrics are going to be off. Even if it's worth 1 cent per view, I doubt it. I don't think it is. Even if we could argue that it's worth 1 cent per view, we're getting clicks to the website, and it's throwing off all our metrics, right? The bounce rate on those clicks is sky high. Maybe some of those clicks are interested, and we have no idea to really measure that, right? So the metrics are just all off, and this is just not where you want to spend your money typically. So, and this came from Facebook ruthlessly optimizing against our objective in this case. We gave it a little too much control. We've got to reel it in. I highly recommend you be very, very careful about running any ads on the audience network, because you'll get these kind of shenanigans, especially on mobile apps. This applies to Google Ads as well. If you run ads on Google Ads on the display network, you are going to get an enormous amount of clicks on kids' mobile games, or just mobile games in general. And it's almost all people accidentally clicking your ads. So you got to be really careful of that.